So the current industry landscape is changing radically. That's not news, everyone knows that. But what most people, I don't believe, truly understand is the extent to which the digital landscape is fundamentally changing existing business processes. We all say digital, we've all intellectualized digital, but we haven't internalized it. So what's been happening dramatically in the last 12 months is many companies have been actually internalizing it to the extent that they fundamentally now understand that they have to move their entire digital workflows to be able to scale, and to be able to scale reliably, and to be able to run global operations. Particularly our customers who are focused in the enterprise space, they have multiple geographic locations around the world. They want to reuse and repurpose that content around the world, and they need to have a mechanism with which to do it. We have recently released Windows Azure Media Services, a generally available product, and what that does is creates an entire content distribution, transcoding, ingest, all of the standard workflow, content protection and delivery of content across multiple devices, from handsets to tablets, across a wide variety of operating systems, and across traditional TV screens. And we've been able to create that as a pre-integrated, scalable, industrialized service that no other company can match. So it's challenging the traditional in-house integrated systems, and people are now saying it's safe to move to the cloud. There's a platform with which to do it, and you know what? The economics are there. Let's get on with the business of making money as opposed to investing money in infrastructure which can't scale anymore. So Microsoft works in very many different ways in media companies. Our core capability is to enable media companies to focus on how they create content. We enable the collaboration of organizations and creative people to be able to work together to create that content, to then get that content into a digital form, and then be able to provide all of the technology to then take that digital master and be able to convert it, scale it, distribute it globally, protect it, get it into the hands of the consumer, monetize it, and then measure it. Which brings us to the next core capability is, how do you measure this stuff? What do you do with all the volumes of data that's coming from within your organization, that's coming from the social media community, that's coming from public data sources like government census data or geographical information? How do you bring that all together in a meaningful way that a media organization can then say, oh, this is how I'm going to make money out of my business? And we enable our organizations or our customers' organizations to be able to actually know what's going on, to measure what's going on, and let the infrastructure do what the infrastructure does. But focus on making money, because its monetization is the next big wave in this industry. We have the capability to now measure across devices, to measure across different platforms. Why? Because those consumers who used to sit on separate devices were supported by separate infrastructures. With our consistent infrastructure, those consumers now provide data to one return path. So that's point number one, and that's a really fundamental point. Point number two comes back to what I had mentioned earlier about data. What do you do with the data? Data is really nice. You can collect data, but it's what you do with data. Well, we provide the capability for organizations, and we can democratize that data in such a way using familiar office tools, so that subject matter experts, whether in the marketing department, whether in the finance department, whether in the programming scheduling department, can look at that data as one common source of truth using standard office tools. They can visualize that data, they can put it in a way that they can understand it so that they can drive and create insights for the business. And once you can measure what you're doing, then you can monetize what you're doing. That's been the problem. No one's been effectively able to measure their business before in the way that they can today with the tools that we provide. Excel is the tool that everyone knows. In fact, at this show where we're showing additional capabilities that we have launched in Excel 2013. And Excel, everyone's got that on their desk. And now it's beyond just using a plain spreadsheet or using your macros or using Excel how you've traditionally used it. It's now being able to go out and search into a marketplace, bring in data, search the social fabric and social data providers, bring that in, consolidate those two, intersect those two, merge those two, as easily as you would take cells, cut and paste. So we've made that a simple process, a process that's accessible to any normal Excel user that is prepared to really understand what they want to do with their business just that little bit more. It's not hard, we've made it simple. The most fundamental update is that what we have done is since the last NAB, in the last 12 months, we have taken Windows Azure Media Services and taken it into release mode. So it's available for general release. We now have a global industrial strength VOD delivery system. We have announced that in the fall, we will be releasing live 24/7 operation streaming. So in other words, live events will be able to be streamed comfortably and scalably across Windows Azure Media Services. So that'll be GA later this year. Now, we know that and we're confident of that because the recent Olympics, we did all of the live streaming for the Olympics. And that was our test case to actually build this industrial strength scale. So it's really easy to say, oh yeah, we're going to go live, but we've actually done it, we've tested it, we've measured it. The importance of measurement again, right? We measured it and we made sure that now we can scale industrially globally, and that's the important thing. This stuff is now the platform upon which to build a media business. Windows 8 has been an absolutely remarkable case study in how the power of the consumer and the power of the consumer experience is changing this industry. Now, that may sound like a real marketing statement, but it's not. If you really think about it, if you really think about a consistent interface between the phone, a consistent interface between an Xbox device, a consistent interface between a tablet, a consistent interface between the PC, and similarly consistent interface in the services that we provide for data center people. What you now have is a fundamental paradigm that says, you know, the consumer experience is consistent. The ability for live tiles to update information in real time. You know, now I don't have to go into an application and get out of an application, go into another application to see what's going on, how I can run my business. The fact that we have taken many of our business applications like CRM or Dynamics AX or even our big data stuff, where you can get that information displayed on your tile, you can actually be working on something else, and in the corner that tile is giving you real-time information on your business, just like people watch real-time information on the stock exchange. Now, if that happens to be weather that you're interested in, or whether it is the stock exchange, or whether it's your business data, that interface, that live tile is a fundamental paradigm shift. And now it's because it's across all devices. And now you're in a position to enable richer customer experiences with that live information, with the ability to really have beautiful pictures rendered quickly, fluidly, fast, a tactile experience, a natural engaging experience. That's the fundamental thing that people are now developing and getting all excited about developing for Windows 8. So it's really, it's a story that I think has taken off, but it's a story that is yet to be told, and as they say, the best is yet to come. I'm guaranteed.